Mission Bermudes, the new rocking boat attraction at Futuroscope Park in France, is the newest theme park attraction I've seen that's given me lots of ideas. At first glance, this ride might not look like anything different than any other boat ride you've seen before, but when that vehicle makes its first sharp turn, you can see this isn't just a slow-moving boat ride. It can make super sharp turns, rock side to side, move backwards and forwards, float and accelerate. So much more range of motion than most water rides out there. See, the boat isn't exactly attached to the underwater track, but rather it's attached to a chassis underneath the boat with large pieces of framework giving it so much mobility. Listen, I love slow-moving boat rides. Many of the classic attractions are slow-moving boat rides. But with this new rocking boat attraction technology, the possibilities for dodging upcoming obstacles, pointing guests at specific show elements, or changing the speed of a ride from calm to intense is a game changer. Mission Bermudes, being the first prototype of this new rocking boat technology, has big moments like going through this rock fog cavern section at the beginning, then switching to a whitewater rapids adventure, a near miss of a waterfall, passing by whirlpools and into a laboratory, and finally going up an elevator lift down a big drop. And having a story of a research trip gone wrong at the Bermuda Triangle, this hybrid beast of a theme park attraction has become a standout new ride type with buzz all about it from around the world. Almost everyone can see the potential for new, exciting rides using this technology, including Dollywood, which just announced a brand new 5-story, 44,000 square foot indoor attraction, Nightlight Expedition, which will be the first rocking boat ride in America. It seems like everybody wants a piece of this new ride type, and I'm not the only one who can come up with at least 10 new rides on the top of my head that use this technology. So let's look into Mission Bermudes, what people like about it so much, and how this technology is going to change theme park boat rides forever.
So I'm Adrien, and I'm one of the 2 project managers in Mission Bermudes.
And my name is Pierre, and I was the architect on that same project.
In Futuroscope, we are always looking for a new idea, new project. We say, okay, we want to do a water ride, but we want it to be very innovative, and we want it to be new. And then we come to see Mack, and Mack say, okay, maybe we have something for you. We're working on a new prototype, a new kind of water ride. Maybe it can be interesting, and we say, okay, yeah, let's do it. It can be very, very, very nice to do it, to taste it, and then we discuss, and then the rocking boat is there.
But it was really the fact that it was sort of these 2 groups, so Futuroscope, which is looking to really innovate, and Mack that had sort of this system, and so both were really keen to try out, to develop, etc. Because when you're working with a prototype, it's always a lot more work to figure things out, to have something that's really sort of smooth and functional, and so it was really good that both teams were up to the challenge to try and bring up this new attraction together.
Yeah, it was a real partnership. We have someone from Mack more than 1 year here at Futuroscope working with us.
So Mack Rides, you know what? I'm gonna take this off. This is too much. So Mack Rides, the company who manufactured this new technology, is one of the big heavy hitters in the theme park industry. To list off all their attractions they've ever worked on would literally take hours. So here's a list of some notable ones. And water-based attractions are totally in their wheelhouse. From their multiple water coasters, free-floating boat rides, spinning water rides, interactive boat rides, twist and splash water rides, all of these ride types have seen lots of unique versions currently operating. And when blended with different themes, scenic work, and design, you can really see how these ideas come to life for exciting new theme park experiences. So creating a brand new boat system to align with their other water ride offerings makes sense. I can remember seeing test footage online for the new rocking boat technology, and theme park fans like myself getting super excited to see this ride type in action. Having this much control for the speed, positioning, acceleration, and movement for a boat ride creates a lot of unpredictability for the guests. So many boat rides are truly guided by the flow and the current of the water, meaning that timing for things like effects and animatronics isn't that great. But a lot of what this new rocking boat technology does is create guest experiences that are much more thrilling and adventurous than a slow-moving ride with a drop or two. Also, having elements like the boat following the track out of the water and onto the land and into more intense rapid sections for Mission Bermudes makes the experience feel like it's constantly evolving and changing into something new. Mack Rides does a fantastic job of creating new type of ride experiences for creating what's possible on roller coasters, boat rides, and more. But where they excel is thinking about things from the guest perspective and what guests want to see on new type of rides. So having Mission Bermudes with its exciting new ride technology matched with the adventurous story through its theming creates one of, if not the best, natural disaster type attraction we've seen in years. The story of Mission Bermudes takes guests on a rescue mission with a science group called Atlas into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle to locate lost marine researchers somewhere in the depths of the water. The queue does a good job of setting up the story from videos playing in the queue, setting up the characters and the story, walking past a research lab of the Bermuda base, shipwrecked boats nearby, and high-tech science equipment everywhere, as if the guests are picking up the pieces from the previous science team and heading into the unknown. Although most of this ride is outdoors, the queue does a good job of only showing you bits and pieces of the actual ride experience, saving a lot of the coolest elements for the riders. Now, Mission Bermudes technically categorizes in what I like to call weather-based attractions. Now, funny enough, weather-based attractions are probably the most popular type of theming done on any kind of theme park attraction at all. Some of this is because it's a great excuse for special effects and ride elements. Things like wind tunnels for storms, earthquakes as rattling the floor, water sprays for floods, fire explosions. It's great, you've seen it, we love it. The other big reason for weather-based attractions is because extreme weather is super easy to understand. Everyone, everywhere knows what a big storm feels like. It's a part of nature internationally, and we are all aware of the danger and intensity that comes with things like big storms, earthquakes, and tornadoes. And extreme weather isn't copyrighted. Anyone can make an extreme weather ride. You can make one, I can make one, we could make one right now. And especially in the world of intellectual property-driven lands and rides for so many experiences, you don't need to have seen the movie or the TV show to understand what's going on the ride. With the Bermuda Triangle in real life already being known as the epicenter for tropical storms, setting a ride here using this ride technology feels like a perfect match. Having everything from geysers shooting up at you, a misty jungle section with airplane pieces scattered about, and the big whirlpool near the end of the ride totally makes it feel as if the water is really in control. It's a super easy concept that anyone from any country or any culture can understand. Funny enough, at Futuroscope Park, they also have another weather-based ride, Tornado Chasers, where guests sit in a spinning theater with an LED circular screen around you, going on a fast-paced tornado chase with tons of crazy weather effects. And while so many great weather-based rides out there have us sitting on trams or standing in a soundstage while special effects go around us, having that high-energy chaos on a boat ride adds a whole extra level of immersion.
The theming starts from the queue line from the very beginning, and it's something that we're seeing as a more and more important thing in all parks, but also the Futuroscope, is really the importance of having an immersive attraction and having a lot of theming and telling a story, etc. And so seeing as the queue line is where the visitor will spend most of his or her time, then you really need to start the theming from that on, start telling the story at that point, and then the story builds and builds until you get onto the ride, and that's suddenly sort of the journey begins and the attraction takes place.
Mystery about the Bermuda Triangles was a good idea because it's kind of scientific, kind of mystery, and we need people to feel that they are in this Bermuda Triangle, in this Bermuda Island. It's very important for us to have this immersion. This is the first time we made an all theme ride, an outdoor ride, and everything was theming, because with Tornado Chaser we have our queue line, which is theme, but the ride is the ride. Here, the story is told in the queue line and then during the ride.
So recently I've seen a lot of demand from theme park fans online looking for more boat rides at theme parks, especially in America. After countless examples of screen-based attractions with an emphasis on 3D in the past decades, and the bar for innovative and extreme thrill coasters getting higher and higher, there hasn't been that much new technology done with boat rides. Given the slow pacing on these attractions, these rides immerse you with intricate set design and showpieces you normally don't get with simulators or coasters. Most great boat rides at theme parks have three things that make them super popular: spectacle, detail, and animatronics. Let's break this down. Pirates of the Caribbean, the main example of a slow-moving boat dark ride, is filled to the brim with massive show scenes of battles, big pirate ships, packed with detailed scenic work, effects, and hundreds of animatronics. When Shanghai Disneyland opened in 2016, the industry really took notice of their high-tech new Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which has a track underneath the water, allowing for way more control of the boat vehicle to synchronize with show elements, creating a brand new, completely different experience than any other Disney Pirates ride. So now mixing the immersive set design with the thrills and excitement of a new ride technology is a perfect match. And it still has massive show scenes of battles, big pirate ships, packed with detailed scenic work effects and crazy cool animatronics. Ever since the public saw the Shanghai Pirates ride, there's been a high demand to see this exact same ride technology used in a new Disney ride. Fantasy Springs at Tokyo DisneySea recently opened with 2 new immersive boat rides, which have lots of spectacle, detail, and animatronics. Universal Studios Beijing opened with a Kung Fu Panda boat ride, also with spectacle, detail, and animatronics. And Pirates in Batavia at Europa Park got a huge refresh in 2020, adding even more spectacle, detail, and animatronics than ever before. And sometimes the spectacle can be the animatronics, like in the case of Navi River Journey. Or the spectacle is the detail, like on Monster Mansion at Six Flags Over Georgia. But so many of the best boat rides out there all utilize these 3 components. But here's the thing. The spectacle of Mission Bermudes isn't any particular show scene or effect. And there is detail, but most of it's done in the queue. And besides this tree that tries to fall down on you, there isn't any animatronics on the ride. And yet, Mission Bermudes is so exciting because of the adventure the technology takes us on, and the adventure being so wild and unpredictable. Where things like Pirates of the Caribbean and Jurassic Park River Adventure have their big drops, I'm more there for the spectacle the ride takes me on. Guests really want good variety when it comes to an attraction lineup at a theme park, and that includes in thrill rides. So a boat ride like Mission Bermudes is a great meeting point for those looking for innovative technology and those looking for exciting thrill rides. But a lot of theme park fans like myself want to see this technology used somewhere in the United States parks, and something like the Shanghai Pirates ride used in a new Disney attraction. Will we see this new technology being used in the new Avatar ride coming to Disney's California Adventure? Time will tell, but we're already seeing lots of theme park fans speculating how they could use this type of technology in their favorite parks.
Mack had the concept. They have some parts in the concept that say, okay, so in the ride we can have rapids, we can have a rollback, we can have a turntable, we can have a lot of things, we can have an elevator, and we say, okay, let's put it together and try to have an immersive ride with all these different parts. And what was very interesting with the rocking boat, that's it's additional of what can be a film ride, what can be a roller coaster, what can be a dark rides, boat rides, and
we were also quite cognizant of the tempo of the ride. So it starts off quite soft. We're in the first lake, and that prepares you for what's coming up, which is a much higher intensity, which is the rafting section. And then, as Alain said as well, you're into the unknown. So it's the mystery section, the part that you haven't seen. We were very careful to hide that as much as possible from the queue line. So it's really the part that you discover later on, with all of the effects that come with it, etc. So it's about building tension and then easing out and having sort of slower moments and faster moments. So we wanted the full panel of emotions that you could feel on the ride.
Now, the minute that Mack Rides showed off this brand new technology in the test footage, fans started to pitch their own version of this kind of ride, especially for Universal Orlando Resort. Knowing the capabilities of Universal storytelling on theme park attractions and with multiple projects currently in the works, there's been speculation of everything and ideas from a Pokemon ride, Zelda ride, Wicked ride, SpongeBob ride. Everyone's been pitching everything with this new technology. But most of this is just fun fan concepts. However, the rumor currently is that this technology will be used for a Creature from the Black Lagoon ride to be an expansion to the Classic Monsters area of Epic Universe. Epic Universe is not even a year old yet, and everyone can kind of agree that it at least needs two big things. One, shade. Two is some kind of indoor slow-moving boat ride. This kind of ride would add a lot of variety to the park, be able to operate no matter the weather conditions, and send lots of guests through the experience operationally in what we call a people eater attraction. But being able to continue the scary, playful tone of the Dark Universe attractions feels like a slam dunk, especially for those of us who deeply miss the Jaws ride and would love to see Universal make something like that again. A Creature from the Black Lagoon ride with this rocking boat technology feels like a worthy successor. Especially if it was like an Amazon jungle expedition gone wrong, you could take many of the dangerous feeling set pieces from Mission Bermudes, but with set design and animatronics, only Universal would do. Plus, I'd like to see the Dark Universe creative team find a unique way to integrate a boat ride storyline with Curse of the Werewolf, Das Steakhouse, Monsters Unchained, and the Burning Blade Tavern to create an interweaving narrative. And I love to see when theme park fans see the potential in a new ride type like the Mack Rides rocking boat. But Nightlight Expedition at Dollywood being the first version of this in the US is super exciting for a bunch of different reasons. It's not tied to any pre-existing intellectual property like Mission Bermudes. It will add much needed variety to their awesome attraction lineup at Dollywood. It will be fully indoors, which means it can run operationally any time of the year. And having this kind of innovative ride technology at Dollywood will create a new type of experience and bring in more families who maybe never even considered Dollywood until now. And hopefully they can take everything that's part of Mission Bermudes and put it into the new attraction at Dollywood and take it to the next level.
I think it will be a different experience because it's a dark ride. It will be more less intensive. I think the rafting will be totally different, but I'm very looking forward to see it, to test it, and see what is the improved version of the rocking boat.
For Mission Bermudes, it's a rocking boat that is outdoors, and so you're dealing with the elements, you're taking into consideration the wind, etc. It'll be very interesting to find out what this new attraction has, seeing as it's indoors and therefore in a completely controlled environment, and therefore you have much more control over the lighting, over special effects potentially, etc., etc. I am personally very curious to see what they do with all of that.
Yeah, I think the combination of the rocking boat, special effects, lighting can be very, very, very interesting.
So, what about you? Have you been on Mission Bermudes? What do you think about this attraction, and how can we best utilize this new technology for new and exciting rides? Comment down below and let me know. And remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more thoughts on theme park design.